Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hi, I'm Jason with Jason Pollock. I am not Jason. Join Jason and Justin back in the green room as they talk with some of their favorite folks from the entertainment industry. And now, the man you haven't been waiting for, Jason Pollock.
Hi, I'm Jason, and right beside me is my co-host, producer, musical accompaniment, band leader, and the man I couldn't do this without, Justin Gonzalez, tenor.
Hello.
Justin,
how you doing, Jason?
Great. Thank you for being here today. I could not have done this without you. We have a very special guest today. I want to bring her right out, but first, because this woman is also a big fan and an amazing talent, and I'm stuttering. I can't even speak. I'm a little verklempt, Justin.
He's choked up.
I'm choked up. Thank you for backing me up there. This woman is a great talent. You might know her from America's Got Talent because she does, and she's
Absolutely.
American. And she's got a documentary coming out. She's got a new album coming out. There's so much happening with this woman, but it's not about her today. But she's going to be out here anyway. Very funny comedian Julia Scotti.
Hey, Julia, how are you?
Wait a minute, it's not about me. Wow, this is just like the Mike Douglas show, but with live people.
Mike Douglas will be turning over in his grave if he said that.
You know who Mike Douglas's musical director was? I think his name was Joe Harnett.
That name is super familiar.
I don't know where
that was Mike Douglas's musical director.
Oh, there you go.
Joe Harnett. That's what's his name. Well, you doubt me?
I don't know. Why would I doubt the great Julia Scotti?
Harnell. Joe Harnell, not Harnett.
Oh, now I doubt you. How can I trust you now?
Look it up. I'm not kidding.
Google it. Let's stop the show and Google.
Well, Jason, while you're Googling that and see who gets it first, Jason or Julia, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping and tell our folks at home what they need to be doing. And the first thing you need to be doing is if you enjoy the show and you want to see some of our finished products, go on over to YouTube, youtube.com/user/SuperJpo711, or you could just go to YouTube and search, Hi, I'm Jason, and you'll find our finished products. Again, if you're on the Facebook side of things and you want to see some of the behind the scenes stuff that we do here on Hi, I'm Jason, pop on over to twitch.tv/HIJ podcast. Click follow and you will be informed as to when we are doing something that is not regularly scheduled. So be sure to check that out. And if you want to know what we're doing at all times, where we disseminate the information, you need to go to facebook.com/Jason and Justin. Again, that's where we disseminate all information, when new videos come out, when you can watch past episodes, and also who will be next on our show. And Jason, at the end of the show, will be letting you know we have a couple of guests already scheduled coming up. We'll let you know who they are. If you enjoy what it is that we do here, do us a favor. Pop on over to our digital tip jar. And again, help us make this show even better. You can find our digital tip jar by going to Venmo and searching @ Jason-Pollock-2. And again, everything that goes into that Venmo, that allows us to make improvements on this show. Also,
God knows I need them.
And also make sure that Jason's Wi-Fi stays on.
Tip
so
big and often for this show.
Oh my goodness, this is exactly what we need, a heckler. But I think that's all that I have. So I think it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for Jason to bring out our wonderful guest. My goodness, I'm so excited.
I've loved every guest we've had on this show, but this one holds a special place in my heart because I've loved the Music Man since I was a kid, since I was single digits. And this is one of the stars of the Music Man, Amaryllis, Monique Vermont. Let's bring her out. She's a legend.
Hey. Thank you so much. I'm completely honored to be here with y'all.
We're honored to have you.
Well, thank you so much. And could we start with the word disseminate?
Sure.
It's not what you think.
Yes, we're disseminating information. That means we're letting it out. We're not inseminating information. That is That's just sticky business.
That's a different group of people.
I think I gotcha.
Yes.
All right. Moving
Monique,
forward.
Monique, thank you for being here.
Julia, it is absolutely and totally my honor. I can't believe you and I are in the same days near. What do I say? Same generation, so to speak.
You and I?
I was just a baby, basically, when I was in the Music Man. I was only 8, maybe 9 years old.
I was just a baby too.
No way.
What are you saying?
Wait a minute.
Is what I'm saying. Absolutely my honor to be on the same stage as with you, my darling.
I don't know who she's talking to. She's talking to me.
She's talking
Oh,
to
to
you,
me.
Julia.
Oh, I got to tell you, I'm thrilled about them. I don't normally, I don't even like Jason and Justin, but they told me that you were on the show, and I said, oh, I love, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. But then they told me you did Wagon Train too, and I'm like, oh, come on, I got to be on this show too, because and then I found out it wasn't with Ward Bond, it was with John McIntyre. But that doesn't matter.
Right. I might add, before I did the motion picture of The Music Man, I was in the, what do you call it? National Road Show.
Oh, the touring company, yeah.
The touring company with Joan Weldon and, what was his name? Help me out here.
I would. Robert Preston?
No, he was already there. I'm trying to look at my notes. You know, Joe.
Was it Buddy Hackett?
Well, he was in both, actually. Forrest Tucker.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Before you go any further, Julia was telling me something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I should say this, but let's just say, and you were too young to know, but I heard great things about Forrest Tucker being very gifted in certain parts of his anatomy.
Oh, and you are absolutely correct. But I don't know if this should go on air. But I didn't know anything about this. As I said, I was 8, 9 years old. But he was the boyfriend of the female dance captain leader. So I just left it at that. But he was rough and ready. That's what I remember about Forrest Tucker.
Oh.
Wow.
And I should add that the leading lady was Joan Weldon. These are people that were all kind of in grade B, Western movies at that time. Perhaps they weren't getting the movies, and they went all out on the. We had the train. Oh, oy vey's me. The train. It was a heck of a ride, you know. But these were incredible actors and actresses that I had the privilege of working with.
Who played Harold Hill in the Road Company?
That would be Forrest Tucker.
Oh, it was him. Oh, okay.
Oh, he was amazing. Like I said, he was very rough and ready.
It's fun. Actually, I just pulled up, and I'll just share it very quickly. I'll pull up the Wikipedia page for Forrest Tucker, and if you can peek down in the lower corner here, or over to the side.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Yeah, I'm not very.
Oh yeah, there he is. Okay, yeah.
And that's him as Harold Hill in The Music Man.
Oh wow, I see it. There he is. He is amazing.
And there you
Wow.
go.
Well,
You know, there is a, let's see, how do I describe this? A wonderful artist. Like, I'm trying to find the words. Someone who was young and sent me an actual what's the word I'm looking for. Oh, help me out here. You know, when you go in to see the show and you open the book
The
and
playbill?
the playbill, thank you. And they sent me an actual original playbill, and
Oh wow.
it was fascinating. I still have that. I'm very blessed to have some of these old.
Was it difficult to be in a touring company when you were that age in school? Were you homeschooled?
Absolutely. So, my mother, and we don't want to go back to the wire hangers, right? Uh, um, she took me to Hollywood from Fort Lauderdale. I was about 8 years old, and the very first audition I did was for the Music Man, Amaryllis, and I just earned the spot. Who knows why? So I go on tour with Joan Weldon and Forrest Tucker, um, Benny Baker, mm, a lot of other famous names. And it was
was Pert Kelton in it? Was she in the?
You're absolutely right. You're on top of it, aren't you?
I told you it's
She
one of
did.
my favorite movies.
Julia's a big fan.
And Pert Kelton was on the road company with me, and she went back to Hollywood to do the movie. And my quote unquote mother, sorry about that, said, well, we're going to go back to Hollywood and do the movie.
Wow.
And she said that, and she did that, and we were right. And I did win the role over
One of the Cartwrights, right?
Angela Cartwright was already signed up for it. But
Wow.
you know, there's only so many ways you can say, uh, let's see, oh no, Miss Marion, you never grew up to be an old whatever it was.
But you said it better than Angela Cartwright.
Unfortunately for her, but we remained friends. And then there was Ron Howard, which is a wonderful story. He's an amazing, and still is, just an amazing human being. His mother and father were incredible. They were so normal, and I was actually allowed to go visit them in their backyard, and I was allowed to climb up in his tree. What do you call it?
He had a tree fort, tree house.
Treehouse, yes. And he kissed me on the cheek, and that's the first kiss he and I ever had.
Aw.
That was that.
Are you two the same age?
I beg your pardon?
Are you older than him?
I was by 2 years.
Yeah, I was going to say
Oh,
he
that's
was
not
6
bad.
when he was the Music Man.
That's
Yeah.
right. I was like about 9. So, but I looked younger. But
You do.
that's a story.
You've got
But
all your hair.
pardon?
You've got all your hair.
I have all my hair.
As opposed to Ron Howard.
He doesn't.
Yes.
He and Clint Howard.
Oh yeah, Clint too. I met Clint. He was a nice man.
They're wonderful people, and their mother and father were incredibly kind.
Didn't Rance just died, didn't he, recently? Rance
Oh my
Howard?
God. I did not know that.
Yeah, in
Rand,
the last couple of years, I think he died, yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that. He was an incredible screenwriter. He was actually in The Music Man. If you watch the oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the road, da, 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 all right, and you can't miss him. It's Rance Howard. So
What, driving the wagon? Well, he shows up in numerous episodes of the Andy Griffith Show, too. He'll pop up whenever they needed it. He's like Frank Adamo on the Dick Van Dyke Show. They just show up when they needed somebody to fill a spot, you know.
yes, you are absolutely right, my love. I see him everywhere.
Yeah, me too. It's fun to watch. It's like a little game you play. Oh, look. Yeah, it's Rance Howard.
Was Buddy Hackett a gentleman around you? I know he's a filthy man, but I find him hilarious.
I don't know what that says about you. Will say that Buddy Hackett was incredibly just, I can't think of a word better than incredible to the children on the set of The Man. I have a couple of stories that I would love to share with you.
Sure.
Okay, so there's a scene in The Music Man called "The Sadder But Wiser Girl for Me." Ha ha. Sadder but wiser girl for me. Okay, so you get the scene, right? Now, this was different in the movie than it was in on the rodeo show. But in the movie, there's a couple of things I wanted to share with you. First of all, was it completely appropriate for? I think you can respond to this. The sadder but wiser girl for me may not have been properly appropriate for a little girl to be to, but I believe that was all okay because that was above her head, and it really didn't matter. As I was concerned, there's a scene as I'm walking up to the livery stable in that gorgeous orange kind of peach velvet dress with the little boots, and I go up to the door and I say, "Mm, may I see the horses?" And he goes, "Why do you have to ask if you could see the horses? You could see them anytime you want." Well, what was going on between Buddy Hackett and the children is he was always trying to make us kind of, how do I put this nice?
Get in trouble.
In front of the camera.
Trying to do what in front of the camera?
Say what?
Trying to do what in front of the camera?
I was kind of known as a professional, so I was like the one take wonder. Morton DaCosta, as we called him, Teague, he knew that he could put me up there in a certain scene. I would do it. It would be done. We could go off. I could go to school. He could go to lunch, whatever. But when Buddy Hackett came on the scene, there was always something possibly about to happen. So one of the things that Mr. Hackett asked me to do as I was walking up that scene, and you'll watch it when you see the movie, I come to the livery stable, and the camera is close on me, and he was telling me behind the camera, when I say, "May I see the horses, please?" And he's supposed to say, wait, back up. I said, "Can I see the horses?" He's supposed to say, "May I see the horses?" And I say, "Well, why do you have to ask if I can see them?" You could see them anytime you want to. So I said, no, Mr. Hackett, I don't want to do that. I feel uncomfortable. And then he said, okay, well, I'm wearing a red tie. How about if we meet at the scene and you say, can I see the horses? And he looks at me and I go, oh my goodness, is that your tongue? Right. Okay. So then there was that. And then the final thing I want to say about this scene, it's really amazing. I was really a city girl, and I'm on scene with a pony at the end of the Saturday, but wise ago for me, da, da. And then there's a close up, and the pony is behind me, and he is biting the back of my hair. Oh, and if you see it in a movie, and I'm kind of laughing, you go, I'm not laughing. I'm freaking out because this was eating the back of my head.
But you remain professional.
Oh, absolutely. It was my job never to cut a scene.
Wow. Wow. A real pro.
Aww.
Even as you're being eaten by a horse.
Totally. Yes.
So and he doesn't mean Forrest Tucker.
No. Although
what? Forrest Tucker was on a road show.
No, I said he doesn't mean Forrest Tucker when he said eaten by a horse. So
I think I get that.
Let's just move on from there. Let's move on. Sorry.
The T.
T. Trouble with a capital T. Yes.
Yes. Trouble with a capital T, indeed. So I did have a question because some of my earliest musical theater memories, actually, one in particular, is a song that I loved, and it's not from this musical. It's a song called "Loving You" that was added to the film version of the musical Mame that Robert Preston was in. And I just remembered, oh my goodness, what a beautiful voice and what a beautiful presence he was. And I just was like, if that's what Broadway is, I love it. And then, of course, I did more digging on Robert Preston, and that's when I found myself falling in love with The Music Man. So again, you're just a young girl. What was your interactions like with the Robert Preston?
I do have an answer / question to that. When you're saying Mame, are you talking about Anti-Mame?
Yes, the original Broadway production was starring Angela Lansbury. The film starred Miss Lucille Ball.
With Eddie Hodges. Is that possible?
I believe that's the one.
Boy? I'm very familiar with that information. And
wait a minute. Anti-Mame, you're thinking of the one with what's her name? It wasn't the musical. There was
another.
Oh yeah, my mom made me watch it. I can't.
It's very she was in His Gal Friday. Who starred with him?
Laura, who's in His Gal Friday in Maine?
Okay, hold on. Well, you've got high hopes.
That's Hole in the Head. That's Hole in the Head.
Is that from Maine?
No.
So from Rosalind Russell.
Rosalind Russell.
And Forrest Tucker was Beauregard.
Forrest Tucker, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, how interesting!
No way.
Did they have a similar voice, Forrest Tucker and Robert Preston?
They must have, because in the film, the musical film adaptation, it was Robert Preston playing Beauregard. He's the one who got to do "You coax the blues right out of the horn of May."
Oh my gosh! You are hired.
When I come down to Virginia, we're gonna do it, you and me. But Yeah, but there was in 1974, as I quickly do. So the Anti-Mame was the film that was done in 1958, and that had Forrest Tucker in it. But
Right.
the 1974 musical film that starred Lucille Ball with Robert Preston, and again, that was and B. Arthur was in that, and Bruce Davidson.
Really?
It's a
Wow.
it's such fantastic music and
It just started
fantastic
at 7.
actors. But again, that's where I first heard about Robert Preston, and then that led me to the Music Man. And again, I just fell in love with just his presence and his voice. And I just would love to know. So, what was the man, Robert Preston like?
Amazing. That's my first
Wow.
word. His voice, his musicality, his dancing ability, his care to come down to us kids. I don't like using that word here, but I guess we're not baby goats, we're kids. Where we're being schooled and communicate with us. Robert Preston was flipping amazing. I can't say
That's good to hear. That's really.
that.
Oh, by the way, you have a fan watching. Hey Nesh, Hey Nesh's way.
Yeah, I see that.
what-
I'm
what do I
catching up now. I was over at another thing here. I'm going to say, it says, read your comments. Okay, we're getting to it. Come on now.
Okay.
Monique is talking about Eddie
Eddie
Hodges, who
Hodges.
was the original Winthrop in The Music Man.
Right.
Yes, and Margarita is here. Hello, dear. It's wonderful to have you here. And when did the show start? Late, huh? We started about, what, 5 minutes late?
5, yeah.
Yeah. Nope. We were.
Hi Monique, I'm here. Your fave.
Yes, Haynes His Way. It's
Haynes
Bruce
His Way.
Kimmel.
Bruce Kimmel.
Okay. I have a shout out. Pause. Bruce Kimmel. Here we go. Bruce Kimmel and I went to the Actors Children's Theater. Also, Bruce Kimmel was a 5-time Partridge Family member guest star.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Did my homework today.
I'm honored that he's watching.
I am as well. These are long term, I don't know what the right word is, but I am looking right now at a trilogy written by Bruce Kimmel. I'm so proud to mention this. His one of the many books that he has written is called Kritzerland. But
What's it called? I'm sorry, you broke up.
Kritzer.
Pritzerland.
Kritzerland. And on page 162, his first book on sorry, so many that's very unprofessional.
It's okay.
Kritzer Time. I really was thank you, Bruce, because I really want to share this with your public. This won't take too long. We were in acting school together in Hollywood. I may have been about 8 or 9 years old. Who remembers? And I'll start here. One of the last to arrive was a short and girl whom Benjamin, that must have been the director, who knows, recognized immediately as the little girl from The Music Man. The little girl who played Amaryllis. She was with an older lady who had on more makeup than Benjamin Kritzer had ever seen on one person on his life. Mother! The lady said hello to Jerry Bloom. That's a famous director, actually. Then kissed Amaryllis on the cheek and left. Amaryllis sat next to Benjamin and thrust out her hand. And this is how I know this is a true story, because this is the way I was trained to do. Are you ready?
Yes.
Hello, I am Monique Vermont. My mother had trained me to you say your first name and then you say your whole name next to it, so the director remember you. So
That's
I
perfect.
got this book. I knew. I knew Bruce Kimmel. Amaryllis sat next to Benjamin and thrust out her hand. Hello, I'm Monique Vermont. Benjamin shook her hand. I'm Benjamin, was all he could say at the moment, because he was so in awe of sitting next to Amaryllis / Monique Vermont from The Music Man. Jerry Bloom, remember, he was like this big deal, I don't know, producer at the time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this summer's class. I see we have some people who are returning to us and some new faces as well. So let's start off by introducing ourselves, shall we? But anyways, the page goes on and on. I'll go next. Next, Monique Vermont stood up, said her name in that adorable Amaryllis voice Benjamin knew from the movie, and on down the rows of chairs until everyone had announced themselves. So that is the beginning of an acting class that you have, down at
Wow. Oh, wait, I real quick, Julia has to have a heart out real quick. So I need to say goodnight to Julia.
Good night. It was really, thank you so much for having me on. Monique, it was a pleasure to meet you. And I'm, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the movie, and it's such an honor to meet you. So thank you for allowing me to be here.
Julia, I wish I had allowed you more time. I have some
Oh,
guilt.
no.
It's okay, I'm Jewish.
I'm 2% Jewish, so I'm okay. It's okay. No. This is your. Believe me, something came up with. I just gotta run. Thank you again.
Julia's got a documentary. Julia, what's your documentary called?
The documentary is called Julia Documentary. Julia Scotti, Funny That Way. I don't know what Julia Documentary is. Julia Scotti, Funny That Way, and it releases on June 1st. So.
And it's a beautiful documentary. So guys, run, do not walk. It's really, really moving. So Julia, we love you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
I love you too, and thank you for having me, guys. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you, Julia.
Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you, Monique.
Julia Scotti. And while we're taking this quick moment, let's go ahead, Jason.
I just had a question. Is this the first nudie musical, Bruce Kimmel?
One and the same.
It is.
Could you repeat that? You did not say nudie.
I said nudie. The first nudie musical, Bruce Kimmel.
What?
Bruce wrote a musical. He was the. I'm looking here on Wikipedia. It says he is the writer and director of the first nudie musical. Back in 1976, yeah.
I was not aware of that, and for that I apologize.
Bruce, that sounds like a lot of fun. We might have to have you on and talk to you about. I mean, first off, he has so many credits.
Monique,
he's been on shows like
The
The Partridge Family and Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Alice, MASH, Donnie and Marie. I mean, goodness gracious, we need to. We're gonna have to hang out, Bruce. I think so.
But back to Monique.
But back to the lady of the hour, absolutely, Monique.
That's fine.
No, Monique.
What?
I wanted to get a couple barbershop quartet people on here to sing to you, but I couldn't find any in that short notice. But that was my favorite thing about the Music Man was the Buffalo Bills. Did you get to work with them at all?
Absolutely. They. Sorry for saying. The Buffalo Bills were amazing. They again were very warm to us and to the children. And that's terrific.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I got a treat last night that not everybody gets to have. I'm taking piano lessons, and I had my written work that I have to do in the book. And I was on the phone with Monique, and she actually I got help from the woman whose legendary piano lesson has been part of popular culture for years. And you helped me answer some questions. I will never forget that, Monique.
All right. And what were they? What were those questions?
They're about 16th notes, which I struggle with.
Yeah, it's all mathematical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good old music theory. My goodness. So Monique, when did your music education begin?
All right. Actually, and I do have a few more cards with some notes. So, how much time do you have for me?
Oh, we've got
45 minutes
time.
at least. So yeah.
All right. Let's see how far back I could go. You know, I was a little child at one time, and how far back do I want to go? I was born in Casablanca.
Yes.
Wow.
And we have a lot of musical talent in our background. And at one point, when I was about 4 years old, I had an uncle. He was named Sasha Bartnowski, and he came to Miami Beach and he started teaching me piano. That's where I really started learning and appreciating the love of music. So when it came time for me to do the crosshand piece, for example, that was a smash, you know. Da 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 da, you know. So it was all pretty natural. See what other notes I have. I'd like to do a couple of shout outs.
Absolutely.
So when I was in the road company of the Music Man, the gal that I replaced the role of Amaryllis, her name was Kay Cole. Great kid. She taught me everything that she could. We were on the road company, and she went back to Hollywood and did. Oh, let me remember. What is the movie about the two twins? Judy, help me out.
Is it Parent Trap?
Parent Trap. Yes. So she was in that, and she did a lot of stuff. So shout out to Kay Cole. Shout out to Barry Pearl from Greece.
We just had Barry Pearl on the show about a month ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Such a nice guy.
Absolutely. And you know, we all kind of went to professional children's school in New York, and I met all the Pharaohs, Mia Farrow, Tia Farrow, all of those, and we would like go hang out on the roof of the school, and you know, what do you do when you hang out when you're teenagers? But that's that. And leave it there. Let's see. I want to give a shout out to Shirley Jones, an amazing lady, so incredible, so
She's still going strong too.
absolutely, and so darling. And the secret of Patrick Cassidy is the big secret of the Music Man is nobody was supposed to know that she was pregnant.
Oh wow.
Well, she didn't look pregnant at all in that movie. It was really hard to tell.
And towards the end of the movie, they would put sets in front of her and this and that. And the one scene that we had together, which was so special, when I said, I hope my memory protects me on this, but when I go, oh no, I'll never end up an old maid like you. You have to watch the movie to see what scene I'm talking
I
about.
remember that.
Right. And then she kind of grabbed me by the shoulders, and I could tell it was with love, but I could feel that there was something going on, and I didn't know. But recently, Patrick Cassidy and I got back in touch through the magic of Facebook, and I met him before he was born. I met him.
In the belly.
Right. Thank you. So that was news to him too. So
Oh.
that was really special. So let's see. I think I've
Do you
got
still keep in touch with anybody?
I beg your pardon?
Do you still keep in touch with anybody?
Oh, yes. Well, apparently not Robert Preston, one of the greatest.
You would have to. You need some kind of seance, I think, to keep in touch with him. But
Well, it's not out of the question. So, what else? What else? How are we doing on time?
we're doing wonderful. You are just a delight. I got to tell you.
Thank you.
So, was it? Okay. Was it a nerve-wracking experience to go in for that audition? Because you just struck me as somebody with so much confidence.
The audition for Amaryllis.
For Amaryllis, like when they announced they were doing the movie, were you automatically thinking I need to get involved with this, or was it just did it just go hand in hand?
Right. So, I love this. Have a question for Monique? Type it in. This is a wonderful story, and I'll try to make it short. I think we have about 10 minutes. Mother,
Yes.
and I were on the road company. All right, I'll back up a little bit just for the pleasure. We were in Fort Lauderdale. I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I snuck into my mother's closet and I put on all these costumes, and I did the Wicked Witch of the whatever, and everyone in school said, "Oh, Georgette." It's my mother's name. We're French. Oh, your daughter is amazing. You need to take her to Hollywood and make her a star. So mother sold her business, and we drove to Hollywood, and I interviewed for the national road company of the Music Man, and I got it. It was amazing, and I was on tour for under a year, and I knew the show so well. So when it came time for the movie to come out, mother, sorry, she said, okay, we're going back to Hollywood and you're going to do the movie. And we did, and she did, we did, and I did. And what I did, and I started to tell this story a little bit earlier. I walked into Morton DaCosta's office and I read for him and I got the job immediately. And it was after Justin, I told you this, remind me the name. What was the little girl?
Cartwright, Angela Cartwright.
Angela Cartwright. And I felt so bad. But that's okay.
But she did all right for herself.
Yeah, she got the part in The Sound of Music, which won all the awards. But to answer your question, the only feeling or reason, if you will, that I got that part is it was in me so well. I was precocious. I was polite. I knew I knew what to do and how to do it, and I got it done. And like I said, I was the one-shot wonder. So at that time, but after that, what?
You have a lot. You just come off as having a lot of confidence. I could see why you'd get that part.
I could see why I got the part. However, I was at an awkward age. I did a wagon train. After that, I did 2 pilots. They didn't work out. Mother and I moved to New York. Mother and I moved to New York, and that's a whole nother chapter. That Justin, are you and I?
Say again.
Justin, is it you and I that have been talking?
No, that's me.
You've been talking with Jason.
Jason, we're talking about putting this into a series.
A documentary.
It's amazing.
Yes, you've got quite a story to tell.
Thank
And you work with Robin Williams.
Oh my God. Yes, thank you. That was amazing. So in the 3rd chapter, I made it back to. Hey, do you like that picture? The thing I did on the wall back there, isn't that beautiful?
Did you do that? That mirror on the door?
Well, we placed it there. Yes.
Oh, okay. I like it though. The design is really cool.
Thank you. So let's see. Mother and I made it back to New York. Then I joined a group of people and we made it back to San Francisco. And still being in the business, I was in the San Francisco meme troupe. It wasn't called mine, the meme troupe. And there was Robin Williams. And we would work every day through something brand new called improv. Who knew? And Stanislavski.
Oh yes,
yes.
The method, the method acting.
And we would go into Golden Gate Park and we do this and that. And one day, Robin came in with his multi-colored suspenders. And he said, I am going to Hollywood and I'm going to make it. And everyone laughed at him. And I said, Robin, you are going to make it. And guess what?
He did.
He did.
He made it beyond. He exceeded that.
That is my Robin Williams story.
Wow.
That's awesome. At least you had the confidence in him.
I'm sorry, what?
At least you showed him some confidence.
Oh, yeah. Nobody believed in him. What?
Yeah. And especially that's so funny to think now, especially now that we know who Robin Williams is, that there was a moment where he needed something and people didn't believe that, that there was brilliance there. and you were there, again, as he was taking his first steps towards the right direction to again just to give him that loving pat on the back and say that you've got it.
Thank you. I
That's
appreciate
huge.
it.
Yeah, that's really great that you did that.
Oh my goodness.
So, did we have any other questions?
So there has been so much admiration for you in the comments here. Of course, from Bruce, we love Monique, and from Todd here, Todd Ruiz. Hello, Monique. Really enjoying this visit with you, and it's just so wonderful to see the people that are popping in. Even our a friend of ours to the station, who we didn't give him a shout out earlier. I hope that he's still listening. Big Gay Nick, hello, sir, and thank you so much for joining us here as we chat with the wonderful Monique Vermont.
Chopped liver?
You taught me something too. That Vermont is actually a Jewish name for Greenberg.
Okay, yes, you're correct. So when mother, it's a miracle I'm in America. There was a time in 1950 when I believe only 20,000 people were allowed in for whatever political reasons. And we were one of the lucky ones. But mother had to change her name. We were originally Greenberg. And if you take green and berg, which is vert in French, and mont, Vermont, that's Vermont.
Vermont. Yeah.
And she legally had my name changed to Monique Vermont.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
I just found that I love the etymology of words. I found that so fascinating. And then it turns out that Champlain himself came up with the name Vermont for the state. You got me. When we talked, you got me in a whole. What am I trying to say? Whole.
What you fell down the rabbit hole?
I fell down the rabbit hole of looking up Vermont and what the history and meaning of words and names, and because Monique Vermont is actually a beautiful name itself.
Thank you.
It is, and I'm looking at the time, and I hate to do this, but I think that maybe we need to be saying goodbye to our wonderful listeners, and again, thanking the beautiful Monique Vermont for her time and spending
Monique,
some of it with.
Absolutely. Before we go, Monique, how can people find you if they want to get hold of you on social media or see what you're up to?
I have no idea.
Well, I can tell
You
you.
have a
Actually,
fan
I can
page.
tell because there is the lovely new fan page on Facebook, and I believe it's you just have to put it in quotes, the Music Man fan page, I believe is what it's called.
I agree.
So
That sounds good.
So that's probably the quickest way. Another thing is, Monique, you're still active on Twitter, yes?
Oh, wow. Yes, I am.
So you can look up @ Monique Vermont on Twitter, and you can see what musings she's sharing with you. And so those are, I think, the two best ways to probably meet our dear friend and guest, the lovely Monique Vermont.
Be kind to her. Be nice. She deserves all the love in the world.
You are so awesome, and I appreciate you so much for helping me back with my self-esteem. It's really meant a lot.
Well, you're a legend. You're a lovely human being. You're a big part of pop culture history. I mean,
absolutely. In fact, here I just pulled it up so folks can see it. The Music Man fans.
Show her some love and be polite.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's sweet.
And there you have it.
You.
So run, do not walk. Follow this page, and you will you have the opportunity to chat with the woman here, the lovely, the legendary Monique Vermont, Amaryllis, from the film adaptation of The Music Man. You can't go wrong, my friends.
You guys are amazing. Please put an addendum to keep it appropriate.
Yes. Always.
Please. I love children and I want to keep everything on our, whatever you call this, appropriate. Please.
Absolutely, because remember that it's that especially as Jason and I, we're adults, but these musicals, these stories, they're shared with children every year, and they have sparked new excitement and energy into not just movies and the golden age of movies, but also the golden age of musical theater. And Monique is a part of that. And again, if we're not appropriate on these pages where children might be reaching out to find more information or connect with someone amazing like Monique Vermont, who has a background as not just again a talented person, but also as a talented person who has shared her gifts as a teacher. And so people, again, let's make sure that we keep it in a place where we can allow everyone, all ages, an opportunity to connect and grow respectfully and with love.
Yes.
That's what I'm wishing and praying for. Thank you so much.
Monique, thank you again. Do you have any parting words of wisdom? Or you just want to say goodnight?
I love you all for loving me, and the love is right back to you.
And if there's any filmmakers watching, she's available she's a wonderful actress.
Remember, a one-take wonder right here, folks.
Yes.
That is true.
Thank you, Monique.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for another wonderful episode of Hi, I'm Jason with Jason Pollock.
Monique, hang out for a moment if you can.
Sure.